the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit. I read tarot intuitively, and today we're doing a Halloween special pick a card. So we're asking Spirit, what do you need to hear right now? So we have three piles to choose from. Pile number one, we have the Raven. Pile number two, we have the Wizard, which is me. Pile number three, we have the Owl. So take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. And happy Halloween, and I'll see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hey, pile number one, if you chose the Raven card, this is going to be your special Halloween message. What do you need to hear? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, star family, help me tap into what does my pile number one need to hear? What does my pile number one need to hear right now? What does my pile number one need to know for Halloween? Okay, so we have the Five of Mystics, the Moon card, and Six of Mystics. So what I'm getting right away, pile number one, is your whole world is sort of flipped upside down. And this is a very important phase in your life. And please remember that this is a phase in your life. This is not something that's going to be permanent. This is not something that is going to last forever. Yeah, so I really want you to know that whatever is happening right now is not going to last forever. And I would say what is happening to you right now is almost purposely sort of on destiny, and all of these things, we'll take that as confirmation. All of these things are supposed to help you light up. They are supposed to help you light up like this beautiful candle on top of the skull, and you are sort of like the diamond in the rough. You know, I think people have really misunderstood you. People have really taken you for granted. People have really abused you in any and every possible way. And what this has done is it has just purified your light even more. And I feel your light is shining brighter and brighter more than it ever has. And you're meant to be seen. Let me say this, pile number one. I don't know what you do. You know, it's a general reading. It could be different for everyone watching pile number one, but you're meant to be seen, you're meant to be heard. You know, you're very much a specimen of God. You know, you might say you are a specimen of God over here, because let me tell you, the more your light shines brighter, the people around you who have tried to like wrong you, their shadows will also increase. So I truly want you to know that you're very, very protected at this time, and you will be sort of guided to where you need to be. And we have Raven, keeper of secrets. You know, so the world around you is changing. You know, the fabric of your reality is very much shifting right now, is what I'm getting. Moon cycles may be very, very important for y'all. And what Spirit is really asking me to convey to you over here is, don't miss the signs, because you are getting signs over here. Like I said, you know, you're very, very guided right now. You're very much being guided right now to really be where you're truly meant to belong. And you're sort of choosing to miss certain signs over here which are truly not helping your cause. So why do that, right? So you really need to fall into alignment. You know, you may be seeing a lot of signs, synchronicities, numbers. What that does is it helps you calm yourself. You know, I'm sensing that you have a lot of anxiety, and a lot of y'all are meant to express your thoughts through words. You know, words have power. Words are power, basically. And the more you start communicating how you feel, the more doors will open up for you. Because, you know, in the Six of Mystics card, here we have sort of like a pilgrim who's not seeing the signs, and he's straight up walking to hell. You know, and what I'm getting here with the hell is, it's going to be very imperative for you to not lose hope. It will be very, very imperative for you to not lose hope, no matter what happens around you. You know, And I feel you will be tried and tested over and over again, just for the sake of it, and it is not just for the sake of it. It is precisely because the amount of growth that you're meant to do in this life is not going to happen by being in the comfort zone. It's truly not going to happen by being in the comfort zone over here, so you're very much being baptized by fire is what I'm getting. This, and we'll take this card as well, which says King of Shekinah, and you need to understand that you will have glory through your suffering. The suffering that you're experiencing right now is going to be very, very helpful and beneficial for you to realize things. You're going to realize yourself, you're going to realize the world around you through your suffering. So don't try to bypass your suffering, Here we sort of have the King of Shekinah, which is basically Christ being crucified, and it is through his crucifixion that he truly got the enlightenment that was so written in his destiny here, So I feel a lot of y'all are trying to micromanage and micro-control things. Let me tell you, there's no point of doing that, so please stop doing that. You really cannot control anything, and the more you try to control something, do you realize how much less control do you have, So what you're really being called here to do is to surrender. I feel your ancestors are very, very close to you. They're pulling the strings behind the scenes for you to get to where you need to be, But it all has to make sense. So you really need to be patient over here is what I'm getting. You will sort of be glorified through your suffering. There is a lot in penance. People sort of look down upon penance, but it really shouldn't be looked down upon, because it is through purification of the self, so to speak, that you truly grow and you truly get to the best essence of your soul, because you have to understand that this is an elaborate process of purification, and it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be what you expected. It's not going to be how you wanted it to be, but it's going to be what it is, So the more acceptance you have, the easier it will be for you to transform, because that's going to happen regardless, And I feel this is a very magical time in your life, You very much have a lot of things happening for you, even though you don't see it right now. So you're sort of being called here to look beyond the veil, because Halloween time, the veil is usually thinner than usual, right? And there is a lot. I feel a lot of y'all will get a lot of downloads this Halloween. Yeah, so like I was saying, I feel a lot of y'all will get downloads this Halloween. So just keep your mind open, keep your emotions open, and be open to just receiving any sort of insights that you may get that usually wouldn't make sense to you at this time. I feel your senses are heightened. Your own psychic gifts are very, very heightened during this time. We'll shuffle some tarot. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, help me tap into what does pile number 1 need to know? What message does pile 1 have this Halloween? Okay, pile number 1. So we have Knight of Swords, Ace of Cups, the Hierophant, the Moon card, Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and Six of Cups. So we have the Queen and we have the King of Swords. Let's start there. I feel a lot of y'all are meant to be communicators in this life, You're meant to have a very active throat chakra. You're meant to have a voice. I feel a lot of y'all have platforms of some kind. So you cannot forget who you are, and in order to truly get ahead from the place you are at right now, your vantage point, you have to be very strategic about how you choose to move. And what you need to know is you're not going to find the answers beforehand, you're going to find them on the way. So it's like how you play a video game and you sort of unlock like a more superior weapon as you progress ahead. That's the analogy I'm getting here, even with the King of Swords sword. The more you sort of go deeper into your own personal abyss, so to speak, you will get more access to hidden knowledge. It's almost like you will get the window to see into what is usually obstructed. So I feel a lot of y'all are my psychics over here of some kind, or you dabble in some sort of spirituality. And what you need to know is, like I said, you're meant to have some kind of platform, and you're meant to be heard over here. You're very much meant to be heard over here. So this is a sign for you to maybe up your game on your socials, or post more frequently on YouTube, whatever you do. You're meant to be seen. So start putting yourself out there, and just know that the right people will come to you. And this is also sort of correlated to you finding love for yourself. And this is going to be very important, because the more you figure yourself out, the more beneficial it is going to be for you in the future with the kind of problems you will have. You're sort of being prepared. You're sort of being prepared for what is to come. And this is almost like a test. I wouldn't say almost, this is a test, and you will do well in this test. All you have to do is, you just have to keep going forward over here. And we have the Moon card with the Six of Cups, So I think you're really changing. Who you are is not who you're going to be, and who you have been is not who you are anymore. And it takes a very long time to really integrate this into your reality. It doesn't just, there is no switch. We don't have a switch in our body that will just help us get used to something new. It takes time. It really takes time, and you sort of have to give yourself this time. And you sort of need to see how the things made you happy in your past, the kind of things that made you happy in the past, and truly remember that happiness before things got really messed up. You sort of have to bring yourself back to the version of your older self, and just be in that feeling of nostalgia about how things used to be. Because I feel a lot of y'all get stuck in your own nostalgia, and the only way to be unstuck in your nostalgia is to feel it, experience it, accept it, so you can be free of it. And I feel this is sort of blocking you from moving ahead. You very much have a very intuitive path ahead of you, which is not going to make sense to a lot of people. Only you have the certain vision it takes to get through this. So you truly cannot rely on your senses. You sort of have to rely on your intuition over here. And the only way to truly access your intuition is through your emotions. If you're not going to feel your feelings, and if you're going to intellectualize your feelings, it's really not going to get you anywhere, and it's just going to confuse you even more. And this is a time for you to be alone. Let me say ascension happens alone. You cannot ascend with anyone, even if you're like in a cult. Your own personal ascensions happens alone. And what is happening in your life right now is, you may not be resonating with your old friends. You may not feel like doing the same things again. And this is really a chance for you to take inventory of your life and see who is meant to be in your life at this point, and who no longer needs to stay. Because if you don't sort of start cutting people out who need to be cut out, you will know exactly who needs to be cut out over here. And if you don't do this, you will sort of get towers. And during this process, you need to remember that you're truly complete within yourself. You're not going to come together with someone and they're going to complete you. No, you're very much complete within yourself. We have the Nine of Pentacles, so this is really about you standing in your own independence, so to speak. And again, my throat is getting blocked, so a lot of y'all need to speak your truth, and that's the only way to sort of unstuck your throat chakra. It's almost like your inner self is getting mad at you because you're not speaking your truth, because you somewhere feel you just don't have enough courage to get through this. And let me tell you, you do. And the only way to test your courage is to put yourself in a rather testing phase, right? So you need to know that you're complete. And even money, I feel a lot of y'all are not financially secure, but you will come to a place of being financially secure. I promise you. And it may take time. It may not happen as fast as you want, but it's going to be even more worthwhile, just because everything that you do is honest. Your intentions are honest. The work you're doing here is honest. It is through your goodness that you will truly be able to grow over here. And that is the kind of movement you're looking forward to. You're almost going to master yourself in the process. Your life is not even your life, I would say your destiny is sort of laid out in front of you in a way where you don't have a choice but to make real, genuine growth, you know. And I feel I need to say in this pile, rejection is protection, you know. You really have been saved from a lot of trouble, which really could have been more damaging than it has been, you know. So please be very, very grateful for everyone who has sort of fallen out of your life. That's going to be a very, very important message over here. And you're sort of in a liminal space, you know. You're sort of in between your old self and your new self, and it's almost like you're sort of like just spiraling, you know. So my advice to you would be to truly ground yourself in this process, you know, and be patient with yourself, and really start giving yourself the love if you haven't, you know. Start reparenting yourself and be accountable for yourself also, you know. You be truly responsible for yourself in terms of what needs to be done, because like I said, you know, you're very much being guided over here, and you're sort of like the specimen of God. And it's not easy. This path, this journey is not easy at all. But you are going to have success over here. You are going to have the kind of growth you're looking for. You will have name, notoriety, you know. You will have an audience. But you have to work through delayed gratification and consistency. You just have to be your best friends along with the sense of detachment from anything and everything. Because that's the only way for you to spiritually grow over here. And like I said, you know, ascension happens alone, and you may feel very, very alone, but you truly need to know that you're not alone. I feel you picked the Raven card, and you know, we're using Murder of Crows Tarot, so your ancestors are very, very connected to you right now. So some of y'all may not feel as connected, so you just need to open up that channel to receive the message and guidance, because there's nothing to worry. Your destiny, your future is safe. You have a very beautiful, abundant future over here is what I'm seeing, you know. You're already the king, even if you don't see yourself like that, you know. So you just have to let go of certain notions you have about yourself. And when this happens, you will stop obstructing your own path here, so to speak, you know, because you are obstructing your path over here. And like I said, you know, you're already complete within yourself, even though you don't see this about yourself, you know. So maybe this is truly some time for you to be alone and truly take accountability and inventory of your life, because you have to release certain things. You have to release certain pent-up energies, people in your life who are truly no longer serving you, but they sort of occupy certain spaces in your mind which they truly don't deserve anymore, you know. So start cutting people out, you know. And let me tell you, what I'm getting here is people have really underestimated you. You have been underestimated a lot, and that has sort of given you an upper hand if you think about it, because people cannot see your complete potential, and they're not meant to see your complete potential until the time is right. And you sort of are coming to your highest version, you know. And this is great, because even if you're a late bloomer, it's going to be the right kind of growth, you know. It's not going to be stunted growth. It's not going to be bad growth, so to speak. Anything else I'm getting? Shuffle some oracle. Any additional messages here? Anything I missed? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides. What does pile number 1 need to hear this Halloween? Okay, so we have throat chakra, we have solar plexus chakra, and we have fire. So let's start with throat chakra. It reads, this chakra is the origin of expression. It is the source of life that sparks, that inspires your aliveness and strokes the creative fires in others. This is the outer sharing of your inner being. The glowing song of your soul on the winds of your flight to understanding more of who you are. Connect to the crux of your potential and take it further than you could have imagined. As spirit fuses into tangible, it actualizes as a platform for greater experience, and the new facets are sculpted, seeded, and shared as fractal light in the form of your own unique language. So like I said, your communication is going to be very, very important, and we sort of have the butterfly symbol also, which is blue, and your throat chakra is Vishuddhi is usually blue. So speak your truth. And let me tell you, if you don't speak your truth, the consequences you will have is you will have energy stuck in you, and you will be stopping your own growth, so to speak. And speaking your truth will basically set you free, is what I'm trying to say over here. And we have solar plexus, which sort of ties into, you're not feeling confident enough to speak your truth. You're not feeling safe enough. You are safe. Let me say that. So solar plexus reads, radiant illumination. The solar plexus chakra is a radiant center of your being. It holds the vibrant spark that brings your passions to life. Enter this space to step away from playing small, unworthiness, ideas that you're taking up space, and insecurity-based competitiveness. Allow yourself to be attuned to the abundant life force that resides at your center, and be energized, motivated, and fueled with inspiration. Bring forth more of what you wish to birth into the world. As you discover a deep and a real sense of self-empowerment, you can confidently lift others in celebration, harmonizing differences and shifting hierarchical paradigms into collective co-creation. So like I said, you are meant to be in a position where you are influencing other people, if you already aren't, And don't bypass this, because this is going to be a very, very important part of your journey, because the healing that you're doing to yourself right now, it's going to help you learn how to heal others also in the process. You're definitely some sort of healers over here, pile number 1. We have the fire card, which reads Solarius, sublime. We live in a dualistic world. Bringing light and dark into balance and being real with our humanness can allow us to reach more joy, authenticity, and depth. By accepting and loving all of ourselves as we are, we can extend more of this love and have greater compassion for others. This painting portrays the balanced dance of creation. As the dragons come together, they dissolve into one with all that is. In this place of coalescence, both sides fuse in oneness, not just as re-emerging with the universe, but in an alchemical process of becoming the empowered creator force we truly are. So what you need to do is you need to dig deep within yourself. The answers you need, they're not going to come from outside, they're going to come from within you. They already exist within you. The greatness that you're looking for does not exist outside of you. It's not going to, it's not going to come on a meteor from space. It's already within you. It's going to come from within you. The oak tree is present in the seed beforehand, and what you have to do is you just have to purify yourself to the extent that this innermost part of yourself is truly revealed, because that is who you truly are. And when you understand this, you will truly understand that you haven't ever lost a part of yourself, even though you feel like that right now. So it's going to be a very tedious healing journey. There's no way to sugarcoat it. But once you do this, once you gift yourself this, you'll just see how things change for you in the external world, so to speak. Anything else over here? Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number 1. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. And happy Halloween. Thank you. Hey, pile number 2, if you chose the wizard card, this is going to be your reading on what special Halloween message do you need to hear. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master, star family, help me tap into what does pile number 2 need to hear for Halloween right now. Call to take this. So we have the Wizard, we have Knight of Alchemists, Queen of Mystics, and Wheel of Fortune. So right away, my pile number 2 is you're very, very spiritual, whether you read tarot, astrology, practice yoga, or even if you're highly religious. Your spirituality is really, really highlighted here, and the aspect of your spirituality that is truly highlighted here is like the Wizard card says, spiritual impeccability. So what you're going through right now is basically a big initiation. It is a huge initiation for you because this is sort of going to help you define your own spiritual rank to a great extent, and it's also sort of about your morals over here, you know, because what I'm getting here is you've probably had to forgive a lot of people, you know, you have been wronged a lot, and all of that was also sort of like a test for you. And what you truly need to remember during all of this is to maintain your inner balance and your own inner equilibrium. You know, your own inner balance is going to be very, very important, and every time you start feeling desperate and not enough and you start seeking validation from outside, you have to catch yourself, check yourself, and come into the awareness of that feeling, because when you sort of start seeking something externally, it means that you're not giving that to yourself internally. And this is very much also linked to your spiritual path, because you sort of have to find your own happiness regardless of what is happening on the outside for you over here. That's going to be very, very, very important over here, so to speak. You know, and you are sort of like here on a conquest. You know, you are this Knight of Alchemist, you know. You could very much identify as being an alchemist over here, and I think you have a vision of the highest version of yourself that you want to become, but you don't necessarily have the patience to get there, is what I'm getting. You know, yes, time is limited, but you have to know that you are exactly where you need to be for the kind of growth you have to do right now in order to get to where you truly want to be. You know, so don't try to bypass anything that is happening to you right now, especially in terms of your own personal growth. You know, so if you truly need some days off, you need some days off, you know, especially when you're doing heavy spiritual work. You know, people may even say to you that you're being lazy, you're not doing much, but the kind of internal work that you're doing, that I'm sensing over here, it's not for everyone. You truly even have to understand that, you know, the path that you are on, most people aren't, you know, and it is the destiny of select few. And you sort of have to, like I said, you know, immaterial of what is happening in your life externally, you have to find a way of feeling complete within yourself. That's going to be very, very important. And I think that has been a very ongoing theme in your life, you know. And I feel a lot of y'all never even had a choice. You know, you feel very much, excuse me, you know, so I'll take that as a blessing, you know. So you are truly blessed over here, and at times you may have felt like you didn't really have a choice but to ascend, and you truly wish that you sort of had a choice over here. But you need to understand that the reason you don't have a choice is because you're so connected with your higher self, you know. So your higher self will sort of remove you from situations that you truly don't need to belong, you know. You will not sort of be kept in a place that you have outgrown for a very, very long time, even though that is what you wanted at time. You know, Wheel of Fortune does not care about your comfort. It doesn't care about, are you okay not having something, you know. But you truly need to know that at the end of the day, you do have the power of choice. You know, you can very much choose to do better for yourself, and that is a very subjective thing, even what it means to do better for yourself, you know. And in your heart of heart, only you will know what it truly means for you. You know, it's a general reading, it's going to be different for everyone, but you also have to release control and truly surrender over here, because what is happening is you're not understanding that micromanaging things is not going to get to where you need to be, you know. And you don't always need to know how things are going to work out for you. You just need to truly have faith that it is going to work out for you, regardless of what is happening in your external world. This is going to be very, very important for you as you keep moving ahead. Because the kind of path you have, most people don't. The kind of destiny that you have here, pile number 2, most people don't. Most people don't have to go through half the difficulties that you've had to go through. And I'm sure you've wondered, at least when you were younger, why you? But you have to understand that there is a greater reason why it is you. And the more gratitude you will find for the difficulties that you're going through, the easy the revelations will be, so to speak. But don't ever lose the vision. I feel a lot of you all need to keep studying also. You know, whatever spirituality you're practicing, you have to constantly go back to the drawing board, so to speak, over here. And the stability you want will come. But the kind of stability you think you want is not what you truly need. You know, you will definitely get the kind of stability you truly need. So this is a great time for you to even manifest what you truly want. Take some tarot. Okay, the cards are already flying. We'll take them. I haven't even shuffled, but all right. Okay, these really want to come, so we'll take them. I need 2 more. Call to take this. Call to take this. Okay, so we have the Devil, Princess of Swords, Ace of Swords, Princess of Cups, 10 of Cups, Death, 9 of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the King of Wands. So the message here is, my single people, don't worry, you have an equal coming in. All the relationships that you have been till now have been very, very karmic in nature. So your next relationship is going to be non-karmic. It's going to be something that you have earned here. You know, you're going to be with an equal finally. So please rejoice in that. You will get your happily ever after. And if you want kids, you also have kids over here. But before you get to that place, you will be tested quite a bit. And what you're basically going through right now is a rebirth. You're very much being killed, and you're sort of being brought back to life in this lifetime of yours, you know. And I feel a lot of y'all have experienced certain ego deaths, and you sort of are in the process of letting go of a lot of your old bad habits, but there's still certain bad habits that are still lingering that you truly need to do away with, which I see that you will do away with, you know. And I feel you may have certain distractions, but the more persistent you are with what you need and what you want, the faster the growth will happen for you over here. You know, you have to already know that you are free. You know, it is only you holding yourself back. And you're going to have to be smart, you're going to have to be strategic, you're going to have to communicate very clearly. You know, you have to communicate your needs very, 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 very clearly is what I'm getting over here. You know, all of a sudden my throat is getting blocked. So you also have to speak your truth regardless of what is happening around you. You don't have to care about whether you're ruffling feathers or not. You know, you truly, truly, truly need to speak your truth regardless of what is happening around you. You know, because speaking your truth will set you free. It will truly, truly set you free over here. And I feel a lot of y'all are not taking the necessary action that you need to take, and that is precisely because you don't feel you have enough clarity to make the action. Sometimes you don't need to know where you're going to go. You know, the destination really ruins the journey, and what you need to do is you need to enjoy where you are, and you have to enjoy where you're going. You know, your journey is very, very important, and it is very highlighted here, and the answers you want, the clarity you want will only come to you the more you choose to progress with or what you already have. You know, so I feel a lot of y'all need to also develop gratitude for where you are, because you are very much fulfilled right now, even though you don't feel you may have enough, you know. So the feelings of not having enough, you truly have to look within yourself and see why is it that you're feeling incomplete within yourself. You know, because you are a whole being. You are very much complete within yourself, even though you don't see this about yourself, even though you don't feel this way about yourself. So that's going to be a very, very important thing. And I feel a lot of y'all just sort of go back into your shell here, so to speak, and that is okay from time to time, but you have to keep nurturing your inner child. I feel a lot of y'all are meant to do something very, very creative over here. You're meant to do something of your own. I feel a lot of y'all, even if you're in the corporate, you're meant to do your own thing. So you're not exactly someone who's meant to follow. And I feel you have a beautiful duality to you here with, and currently what you're doing is you sort of feel it's you against everyone, and you're sort of feeling very, very weary, but you will not find the depth of your strength and your true strength unless you have been put in these rather trying times. So just be grateful, because what this is going to do is it's going to truly help you tap into your complete potential. And who you are is a beast, let me tell you. You are showing up here as the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands. So I don't feel y'all are very extroverted. Y'all are not very loud people, and somewhere I feel maybe this is my pile. You definitely are very, very psychic. You're very, very intuitive. You're very, very empathic, and you have been put into certain situations so you would learn that yes, there are horrible people in the world and there's nothing you can do to fix them. And once you have learned this very important lesson, you will be put into a position of power where you're meant to lead, and that's what I'm saying. You're a natural born leader, and you're not the loud kind of leader. You're going to have a very gentle way of leading. You're not loud, and quiet confidence is very, very real over here, pile number 2, and that's what you have. Most people don't have this. Most people need to intimidate others to feel okay. You don't. So this is so what I'm basically trying to say is you have to use who you are and how you are to your advantage instead of using it to your disadvantage, because it is not a disadvantage. You being loving, empathetic, and kind is not a disadvantage. It is an advantage for you over here. You just have to learn how to work with what you have, and that's what you're going to be doing for quite some time over here. And this will sort of help you liberate yourself from your own bondage. And I feel this is the bondage you have put yourself under. So the more you liberate yourself from your own bondage, the clearer your path will become. And like I said, all of this is a test to see how much power can you be given. So please do your best in this, because I know you have it within you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have such a path in life if you were just meant to be normal. You need to really embrace who you truly are and just give a big F you to conformity. That's going to be very, very important for you as you keep progressing on your very specialized path, because not everyone is meant to be doing what you are meant to do over here. So keep marching to your own drum is what I'm trying to say. Shuffle some oracle. So we have Shine Your Light, Trust Your Inner Essence, Crystal Keys, and New Blueprints. So let's read Shine Your Light. It reads, no one can do you as you can. Like I said, wasn't I just saying that? Yet we sometimes feel that we need to be a certain way, a way not aligned with our authentic self. It takes discipline to do what we love, especially if we are natural givers. It is easy to get caught up with other people's lives. Tending to our own needs harm none, and we will have a lot more to give. It is time to collect our light and shift the vibration here on earth, starting with our inner sense of being. You are sovereign being. Regain compassion, empowerment, and remember what lights up your world. So there is a lot of beauty in gentleness. There is a lot of beauty in fragility. You are this boundless ocean of love. And the more you first give that to yourself, the easier it will become for you to find the right people to love. And you will not be shamed for it. You will not be made feel weak. like I said, you know, you will be truly cherished by someone over here. And whoever gets you is very, very lucky, pile number 2. Let me say that. So, you know, you are the prize. Please remember that. So we have trust your inner sense. Sometimes it can be hard to decipher between intuition and what our mind is telling us. Stories, projections, or fears can arise under the guise of intuition. To distinguish truthful inner guidance from paranoia, we must return to innocence, to our purest essence. Here we have access to truth of our being. Honesty is more than not lying to yourself. It is also about not withholding and having deep transparency within yourself. Learn to trust and be absolutely honest with yourself. In your heart of hearts, you hold the answers. Notice the first thoughts you have before you second guess yourself. Listen and honor these. So, the very first impression you have in your mind is your intuition. It is not the second doubtful thought. It is not the what if. It is not the but. It is the very first clean, direct, intuitional hit, so to speak. And like I said, you know, you very much could be a tarot reader, astrologer, or you're highly psychic, spiritually evolved, and it is a double-edged sword, so to speak, over here, because your intuition can very much work against you if you don't really know how to work with it. I'm not saying you even have to tame it. You sort of have to learn to work with it, you know. And the more you do this, the more powerful you will become, you know. And we have crystal keys, which reads, Lemurian quartz crystals are special pieces of clear quartz said to have been encoded with great knowledge for the spiritual evolution of the human race. This card is about deciphering wisdom codes. Be inspired to find the wisdom hidden in times when you feel triggered. There is so much information within our raw and intense reaction that when you choose to be present and peel back the layers, great spiritual insight will unveil itself in a tailored way just for you. Wisdom comes through inner paradoxes, be awed in creative flow or a state of surrender. These crystals may be powerful keys to your spiritual evolution. You know, so I think that's very, very self-explanatory. And like I said, you know, not everyone has the kind of destined path that you have. And you sort of have to honor yourself. You have to honor how special you are and how truly different you are from the rest, and find joy in that. Because that's going to be very, very important for you to feel content regardless of what is going to happen for you externally. And we have the new blueprint. Powerful, meaningful change starts with you today. Despite our desires for change, we can be overwhelmed by all that is going on, and making a positive impact can seem impossible. We have more of a voice than we realize. This card inspires action. No matter how small, that will create a ripple of light in the world. You are a part of the bigger picture, a greater story, and your actions, your choices, your presence are making a difference. You have more power than you realize. Focus on what you can do and do it well. Change takes time, so make plans and start now. So I think that's very, very powerful and self-explanatory. Anything I missed? Yeah. So that's all I have for pile number 2. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. And all the best and happy Halloween, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hey, pile number 3, if you chose the owl card, this is going to be your special Halloween message. What do you need to hear? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters. Okay. Help me tap into what message do we have for pile number 3? What does pile number 3 need to hear? So we have 6 of Mystics, King of Shekinah, and King of Mages. There is a lot of suffering. What I'm getting straight away is there is a lot of suffering, and pile number 3, what you're doing is you're sort of making it worse for yourself than it truly needs to be. You're making a bad situation much worse. You're sort of being more afflicted by a situation than you need to be afflicted by. And I'm just saying this because you have the ability to transcend. I'm saying this because you have the ability to transcend things over here. I feel a lot of y'all are just not seeing the signs. You very much are being guided, you very much have signs around you, but you're not seeing it, and what you truly need to know is through your suffering, you will get glory. The kind of suffering you're meant to experience and you are experiencing right now has a very esoteric reason. There is a deeper reason why you're going through the things that you're going through right now, and you will sort of find your own answers through all the suffering, and that is what all the suffering that you're going through is doing for you. It is sort of, the suffering you're going through right now, it is sort of germinating you, so to speak, for what is to come. And what is to come is good things if you choose the good things. I feel a lot of y'all have certain addictions that you need to let go of. Could be to things, people, places, or substances. So the more you let go of certain things that are truly no longer serving you, the easier your life will become. And I think you already know this. I don't think this is something like super esoteric to tell you, but sometimes the big things are in the small things. Sometimes it is recognizing your suffering for what it is, and the kind of tool it can become for you on your path of self-discovery. And what you truly need here is knowledge of yourself. Now is not the time for you to act. Now is not the time for you to feel validated by your actions. Right now is the time for you to feel validated regardless of what has happened in your life. And that's what I'm truly getting. The more you choose to let go of earthly things that no longer serve you, the higher you will ascend. Because what I'm picking up here is you're holding on to a lot of things that do not need to be held on to. And I feel you are the kind of people that are very extreme. It is either you're either there 100% or you're not. And that is great to a certain extent, but you just have to truly stop and really take a deep look at yourself, So honesty with the self is going to be very, very important here, is what I'm getting. And the more you are able to be honest with yourself, the easier it will be for you to accept change. And only through acceptance can you bring in the transformation that you need. And the King of Mages card is all about as above, so below. So in the earthly world, the more you let go, and let me tell you, the reason you're not letting go of things is because you don't feel you're strong enough to survive on your own. And let me tell you, you are. You are so strong that you don't even realize how strong you are. And that is why you have all this suffering. So you sort of realize the extent of your power, because you are very, very powerful. And I feel a lot of y'all are getting like a lot of crazy dreams, a lot of just crazy intuition things and insights, visions that you just cannot explain. And there is a reason why all of this is happening to you, let me say that. And you're basically shedding old skin, that there is clearly a death of your older self in this very life. You're sort of being reborn in this life without dying. And that can be very, very painful. And this is truly a time for you to be really mindful about the smallest things happening around you and inside you, especially inside you, because what is being granted to you right now is a sense of insight. The esoteric stuff has sort of been obstructed, so you can clearly see what needs to be seen by you. And all you need is the kind of what you need right now is exactly the kind of courage that you have within you, but you're not sort of willing to recognize this, because once you recognize this, it means you'll have to change a lot of things around you. and that is what you're sort of afraid and upset to change things around you because you're just so comfortable with the way things have been, and you're also really tired and irritated and just really weary just because of everything that has already happened, you know. You feel you don't have it within you to keep going on, but let me tell you, you do. And there is no way to sugarcoat it, there's no way to bypass it. But only through your suffering will you get the clear understanding that you truly want over here. And it will come to you. Because I think that's very much your destiny. And the more you let go of things, the more you'll be gifted things. You know, I feel a lot of y'all want a new car will come, stability will come, a new job will come, money will come, a lover will come, whatever you want. It's a general reading, you know, so it's going to be very different for everyone. But you will get exactly what you need at that time. And what I'm getting here is you're also my very, very powerful manifestors. So start being accountable for all your thoughts and realize that words have power and your intentions are more important than even you think, you know. So just really start acknowledging your inner magic, because you are a highly magical being over here, and there is a reason why you're going through all of this. Shuffle more tarot and see. So we have the Knight of Wands, Ten of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, Five of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. So I'm clearly seeing there has been a lot of messy things in your life that shouldn't have been there. So what I'm seeing here is there has been a lot of backstabbing, betrayal, you know. You've probably put a lot of your trust into people that you shouldn't have put your trust in, you know. It's like right intentions, wrong person, so to speak, and you had to learn these lessons. And I'm picking up, it has been sort of like a romantic lesson over here, and just know that there was a reason that it had to be romantic. And I think you're naturally at a higher frequency of vibration, so you don't understand why horrible people do bad things. And just for you to understand why people do the kind of things they do, these horrible people had been put in your life over whom you very much have had your heart broken, you're losing sleep, you have been backstabbed. I mean, there has been ultimate betrayal of all sorts, you know. But what I'm seeing here is what this is going to do is this has really baptized you, and this has really strengthened you to an extent where, like, shit has gotten so bad, so to speak, that you're not afraid of anything anymore, you know. So I would say you were almost traumatized to never feel fear again, you know. And that's what is the purpose of all this suffering. The purpose of all this suffering is so you would be a trailblazer, and you would have the ability to go into places that most people fear to tread, you know. So a lot of y'all just need to really say fuck conformity. You know, you really need to embrace who you are, because who you are is a very, very special being over here. And the more you embrace this, the more you're able to let go of the past, the more you're able to step into your future, and just how powerful you are, you know. You're a very exceptional being, you know. You're a very exceptional creature even, you know. There's something very transcendental about you. The more you start following your path, the money will come, you know. I'm seeing a lot of opportunities in terms of money. And even when they come, I would say, please save your money, because that's another really important message I'm getting here. You will have multiple streams of revenue, you will have multiple streams of income, and you will have multiple opportunities as well. But what I'm really getting here is you have to save, because you will have a greater opportunity ahead for which you will need money. And by that, what I mean is, I'm picking up a lot of y'all will be moving countries, you know. So little by little start saving up, because you will have ways of making money. New ways of making money will come to you. So a new job is definitely here in the cards for you, you know. So, but all you have to do is you truly have to surrender to the process and be okay not knowing what is going to happen next, because it's all happening for you and not to you. You know, even when you're losing, you're winning. You really have to know this. Number 3, what I'm really getting here is, I would say you're almost not almost, you are God's favorite, you know, whether you believe in God or not. And you may also be attracted to pile number 1, so you may want to check that out. If you are attracted, definitely check it out. But what is happening here is you're sort of being strengthened through some very not so nice experiences. And what this is going to truly do is it is going to align you to your highest purpose. And I feel a lot of y'all are carrying a lot of burdens that you truly don't need to carry anymore. You know, you're very much carrying things with you that are no longer serving you. So you truly have to let go. You truly have to surrender and not take on more problems, you know. So what you need to do is you need to really simplify your life. You know, look at an animal. What does an animal do? It sleeps, it eats, it hunts, it repeats. You know, it is so, it has a very simple life, and it is so busy being itself that it doesn't have the time to think what it is doing. And that's what you need to do. You sort of have to be in a place right now where you're really just able to get through the day seamlessly without exerting and going against the flow, because the flow in your life right now is telling you to simplify things, but you know, a part of your ego is just not allowing you to do this, you know. So you are sort of being your biggest enemy right now. And let me tell you, there will be a time to act. There will be a precise time for you to act, but till then, conserve your energy, conserve your resources, because they will be required for very specific things that only you are meant to do over here, you know. And the more you embrace who you truly are, the easier your path will become for you, because you're not meant to just blend in pile number 3. Even if you feel like that, you know, you think just doing a 9 to 5 you're going to be able to get through unnoticed. It's not going to happen, because you're meant to shine. You're meant to be seen over here. So I feel a lot of things are just not working out for you the way they used to. And now is not the time for you to act. Now is truly the time for you to go within, introspect, and really take a pause, because what is happening is the older version of you is dying and a newer version of you is emerging. And to get through this phase, it's not going to be something, there's nothing you can do to get through this. The kind of work you'll have to do is, it's going to be internal. You know, I would say you're almost having, not almost, you are having a spiritual awakening, you know. And things will start making sense to you. You just truly need to know that. But for now, you just have to keep moving forward on the path, even though it feels very difficult. You know, through your perseverance, you will truly purify yourself, is what I'm getting. And the answers you need are in your heart. You know, they're already present in your heart. So if you're feeling incomplete, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if certain things about certain people get to you, you just have to go deeper within. And be quiet. This is not the time for you to take action. Be very still. Be like an owl. An owl is very, very still. You won't even realize that an owl is flying by, you know, because it has like buffered wings, so to speak. And that's what you need right now, because there is a lot of obstruction on your path which will be made clear to you. You know, you will be given a window to really peer in and see through things and make sense of things, but there will be a time for that. But till then, you have to just keep blazing forward, because you are like this fiery bomb, you know. And it's almost like I'm getting here that you feel you didn't have much of a say or much of a choice, but it is truly for the best. You know, rejection is protection, and you really need to know this. All of this is happening for you and not to you. And like I said, you know, you will be juggling multiple things. You will be juggling multiple businesses also. So really reduce things that you truly no longer need in your life, you know, because I feel a lot of things have just outgrown their stay in your life, and it's really up to you to make the choice to let those things go. So it's really about that, you know. You truly have to understand that through the pain that you're going through right now, which will totally be justified by all the greatness you're going to achieve in your future. And sometimes you need to have a more aggressive approach while still learning how to be still, you know. So channel your aggression and your anger into what it needs to be channeled into, so you can go forward and truly grow, you know. And I'm also picking up that you may be stalked, you know, there may be people gossiping about you, but the only amount of power they have is the amount of power you give them, you know. So I don't even think you should bother yourself, you know. No one can harass you on your phone. Please remember that. Learn to say no to people, you know. Having boundaries is going to be very, very important for this pile number 3. Shuffle some oracle. Okay, pile number 3, we have Earth, Nurture Nature, Sound of the Universe, and Furred and Feathered Friends. Let's start with Sound of the Universe. This card signifies those pivotal moments that transcend belief, remind us of a greater reality and influence us so that life will never be the same again. It symbolizes the sound of the universe, having your world shaken up. Even a little can invite a closer glimpse of the great mystery of life. There are myriad ways to peek behind the veil of the mundane: ecstatic dance, spiritual exploration, and creative pursuits are just a few. Aim to imbue this awareness in your everyday existence so you can avoid sudden wake-up calls. Listen for hidden music, harmony, and wonder of your multidimensional world. And I think that is so beautiful and self-explanatory, and that is sort of what I was trying to get through over here. You know, you can very much avoid tower moments if you give them to yourself beforehand, you know. And you sort of have to be responsible for yourself. You sort of have to be responsible for your own personal spiritual aspirations and never let go of that, and know that it is okay to come back to it again and again and start afresh and start anew. You truly have to take personal responsibility for your spiritual aspirations and know it is okay to come back to it over and over again. You sort of have to realize that at the end of the day, no matter how much you progress on a spiritual path, it is okay for you to come back to it over and over again and sort of revisit those things with a fresh set of eyes, because there is no real sense of progress in spiritual journey. You know, it is sort of like a never-ending river, and you sort of just have to accept this transcendental nature of reality and just the intensity of things. You sort of just have to accept the fact that it is okay to abandon your spiritual path and come back to it over and over again, because there's truly no real sense of spiritual progress, you know. In spirituality, it is sort of like an endless river stream that truly never ends, and you sort of have to constantly keep up with your aspiration to spiritually advance and sort of be okay coming back to the drawing board again and again. You know, that's going to be very, very important to come back to things with a fresh set of eyes, so to speak, over here. And just really have that sort of accountability for your spiritual growth. Earth, Nurture Nature. No one can hold you the way nature can. Mama Nature is a powerful healer and a transmuter of dense energies. She takes it in your breath and can transform your woes if you can allow yourself to surrender, to lie in her grassy arms or be embraced by her branches. All experiences, those categorized as good or bad, are a part of the natural cycle that allows for the continuation of life. Trying to suppress or control will only bring you out of harmony. Nature is all around you, notice her. When you feel like no one else can hold you, she can. So a lot of y'all need to earth your energy. At least 5-10 minutes if you can, walk barefoot on grass, or just go out for a walk in nature if you have access to the forest. That's going to be very important. And when you go for these walks, be mindful of your steps and just really surrender all the heaviness that you're holding on to, because you sort of have to purge to become the highest version of yourself, is what I'm getting over here. And we have furred and feathered friends. So you may have pets, or you may have certain familiars. You know, you may be seeing a lot of owls, so this is just a confirmation for you. It reads, animals are intuitive sacred beings and the wisdom keepers of many earth traditions. They are some of our most loving companions and have much to teach us. Yet the treatment of some species is appalling. As our empathy expands, We see others and the quantity of their lives as interconnected and equal to our own. We may be inspired to align our actions with our compassion to minimize the harm we do to the planet and her inhabitants. This card is also a signifier of energetic bonds. You may have a greater awareness of wisdom of animals that you encounter and the meaning for you. So you may be seeing certain animals, feathers, birds, that only you can see, and it is only meant for you to see. And what that should do is it should comfort you and relax you on your journey, and not feel anxious and not feel you're out of time, because it is very important for you to get through this sort of like a spiritual test. And it is only through this that you will transcend and to truly ascend and transcend it. The only way to do that is to be alone, even though you're not exactly alone, because you do have your spirit guides, your angels, or your ancestors guiding you through this. And the message for you is to truly be aware of the guidance given to you right now, because there is a lot of guidance and protection with you, so how would you live your life if you truly knew you were protected? That's how you truly need to start living. Any other messages? Yeah, so that's all I have. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. And happy Halloween, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you.